and push it gently. There we go. You can see the wire going through. Perfect. And then you lift that and place it in place on the frame. Hi guys. So we've just arrived on the farm, and the farmers informed us that some of these boxes that were stored in the storeroom have caught bees. Now, often what happens is that the boxes are stored without a wax strip. So we're going to see what's happening. We are going to get a surprise here, whatever we need. My hive tool's just over there. And let's see what we're dealing with and how we're going to manage it if it doesn't have wax strips. Oh, wow, that's a big swarm, hey? Look at that. Oh, lots of bees there. So these boxes, I think, were stored for cleaning. So I can already see there's quite a lot of wax moth and stuff in between the frames. Obviously, the bees weren't too bothered by that because they moved in anyway. Look at that. Yeah, just as I suspected. All right, so we're going to basically take out all the frames as we need. And we're going to rebox them into a new box, rather, just to make sure that they have a good, clean home to start with. Peter, if you want to hold the video, and you're welcome. Okay, but let's, what we're going to do is we're going to move, can you first move that box here? And we're going to rebox them. Excellent. Okay, so remember, when you're going to rebox, make sure that the entrance is facing the same way as the current entrance is facing. And we're going to just take out some frames to give ourselves some space to work. I think what I'm going to do is just bump these bees straight into the box, their new home. Right. So, yeah, sure. There's a lot of wax moth still in here. But remember, those come in naturally to clean up. So wherever possible, I'm going to try and use the frames, if we can, that are already in here. I'm just cleaning off any wax moth that's on these frames. Whew, that comb's very loose. Okay, and the rest is probably going to be cutouts. So we've got elastics nearby. And yeah, and I've got my little Stanley knife. So we're ready to work. Okay. Now, because there was no wire, there was no foundation, we have to be very careful how we pull this apart so that we don't break comb unnecessarily. Yeah. Between the propolis and the wax moth in here, it's just holding them all together. Oh, yeah, that looks really nice. But there is lots of wax moth on there. So I'm just going to leave that for now. And I'm going to tackle the brood rather first. And I'll come back to that frame near the end. Oh, it's beautiful yellow comb. This is all Brazilian pepper that gives this lovely bright yellow comb. Okay, so this one now I'm going to cut off and put onto a new frame. Put a few elastics on the new frame. Yeah, you can see all this wax moth, hey? Disgusting. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how wide this comb is to go onto this frame and just remove that little piece of wax there. Then I'm going to cut this along this frame. And then any wires that are connected still, I'm just going to loosen with my little plier. Because if I pull that wire through the comb, it's actually just going to damage it. So we just break it off so that it's completely loose and that comes away. Right, now gently lift that and place it in place on the frame. I'm going to pull the elastics around to hold it in place. Oops. Okay, now you need to put your arm flat on there and tilt it, and then get your knife and basically cut through where the wire can go to hold it in place. And push it gently. There we go. You can see the wire going through. Perfect. And then you're going to use another few elastics to secure it in place. Can be quite tricky with the gloves on, but when you've done it a couple of times, you get the hang of it. Okay, so now that's nice and secure, and we can place that back inside the hive in the new one. Okay, sure. Okay, that's a nice big one. Now, if it weren't for all this wax moth on here, I would leave this as is. But I'm just worried that we're going to have an infestation move into this hive. But I suppose they've already been sitting with it, living with it for a while now. And the wires are all damaged on this comb as well. So I'm going to cut it. There's quite a bit of honey on here. I'm going to cut it away from the honey, because the honey weight is going to cause problems when we're trying to secure that onto a frame, because it's heavier. So just by removing that, and that will put in a nice Tupperware for the farmer. Sure he'll enjoy that. And the rest of that will all go onto a new frame. So these wires, we want to try and we'll just trim them off, or if possible, no, it doesn't want to. So sometimes if you just give it a little tug, it'll come away, but this one doesn't want to. So we're just going to cut it off over there and over there. Right. So this one's quite a long one. So we're going to take this whole wax sheet off there, the foundation that's been placed on there, and we're going to secure that one on top there. Yes, Adrian. So because some of your supers still had a bit of macadamia nectar in them, that's why it's still listed as, it's a blend basically. You've got a bit of both. Yeah. Love it when I'm right. Yeah, but it's yeah. We always list our honey according to the farm type, and then that'll be like a okay. But leave your Tupperware there. I've got some honeycomb here. I'll give you to take just from these cutouts. You'll be able to watch this on YouTube later, Adrian. I'll send you the video. Yes. Yes, we're busy doing a video right now. Say hello. Hello, Adrian. Cool. Oh, okay, this one is quite a challenge. It's joined on the back and on the front. So remember, you're not going to just rip and flick and pull stuff away. You want to make sure that you do it gently to avoid breaking the comb. Oh, and that's a beautiful piece of brood there. Oh, yeah, you can see how the weight of the honey is pulling against it as well. Whoop. Okay, this one here. Right. Okay. So, Peter, I'm doing this one and you're going to do the next one, hey? Yeah, we're always teaching and learning and sharing knowledge and experience here. What's that saying? Watch one, do one, teach one. Eh? Yeah. Okay, so we might fast forward on this video just because it's a lot of the same. You know, cutting it out. And yeah, as you get better at it, whoops. I forgot there's no frames down there for to lean on. Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll see back in a few minutes when we're done with all of them. Hey, so now Peter's having his turn. Show us what you've done so far, Peter. So we're simultaneously doing cutouts now, 1 and 2. Fantastic job. Excellent. Notice how he's cut the wax over here to fit in with the comb that's already there and secured it nice and tight to the top. Good job. Excellent. And now he's busy with his second frame. And we've got only like 2 or 3 frames to go here, and then we'll be done. And then we'll bump all these bees off into their new box. It's a bit chaos here at the moment, but they're all getting new homed. Okay, so the raiders have started moving in. But we're basically done with this one hive. Obviously, there's quite a lot of wax moth and stuff still in this box, and obviously loads of bees. So the first thing I'm going to do is just check for the queen, see if I can see her in amongst these bees inside the hive. Okay, can't seem to see her. Anyway, I'm going to move my new box over, and then this old box of bees I'm going to just dump out in the front of the hive, so that we don't end up having all the debris inside this hive knocked off inside. Whoopsie, there we go. So we'll do it like that. And put the lid on top. And once I'm done, I'll show you what it's going to look like with them all marching in. So it's a bit chaotic here now. Loads of bits of honey and stuff amongst this. But bees will very quickly find their home and their space to move into. So let me show you what it looks like as they march in. Ooh. Right, so we've bumped them all in front. Look how they're all moving onto the front and fanning. That shows that they're indicating to all the others where they must go. What I'm going to do is leave the lid slightly open, just to allow the bees to easily maneuver their way back in there. And then in a little while, we'll come back and close up everything. But yeah, it won't take long now. In the meantime, Peter's continuing with his cutouts. How's it going, Peter? Good, it's looking great, hey? Yeah, very nice. Bumping the bees into the box first and then doing the moving it all onto new frames. Looking great. Right, we'll see you guys in a bit. Right, so Peter's done with his cutout, and he's now just finished bumping the bees off in front. The raiders are here in full force. What we've done is we've moved all the little bits of honey and stuff that were left behind, all a little bit further away from where these hives are. But yeah, the raiders are here in full force, looking for any little bits of honey. So we've got to work quickly, bumping all the bees in front of the hives wherever possible. This one over here, you can see they've boarded up that whole front area completely, and that's a way to defend as well. So Peter's going to put this lid on quickly so that the raiders can't get into the main section of the hive. Okay, and doing it all carefully to prevent hurting any extra bees. Right, so that's how to do a full cutout. But in order to avoid that, try and make sure any boxes that are placed anywhere, if you're not ready for bees to move into them, make sure that they are sealed up so that they can't move in. See you guys soon. Bye.